Hi everyone, welcome back to a new live. So look at this, it says hello summer. Isn't that beautiful? So here we are, it's summertime. I got my nice tan, I got a new outfit, y'all. Look at this, it's cute, right? So I got this shirt here from Nordstrom Rack. I got these shorts from Amazon, and I wanted to dress business casual, right? So that's my new era, my new style, because I just, instead of like the jeans, like the jean shorts, I wanted to do something a little bit more business casual. So the dark business look for the shorts are nice because I can wear it with the dress shirt. I can wear it at any outing, or with the nice dress shirt. So yeah, and then these shoes, I had to get these shoes, y'all, because my last shoes, the rhinestones were falling off. But I did get a lot of compliments on them because they were like super glittery. And anything with glitter, I love, love, love. So I had to order another pair of sandals. Those sandals literally lasted me like a year and a half. And I wore those a lot. And I got a lot of compliments. But they're sold out, so I had to look online. And they have a new set. And it's like a darker glitter. It's cute, it goes really well with the outfit. So let's go ahead and get started on today's video. What is today's video about? Today's video is about selling online. So I know some of y'all are like, how did Carolina get started with selling items online? Like, how did she do it? Look, y'all, I was just as scared as you. I was like, how am I gonna do this? Do I want people to really know that I'm doing this? And I was nervous, right? So what did I do? All right, so I have my personal Facebook account, but I ended up opening a second account, and that was supposed to be for my nails page, right? And so what I started doing is I started selling items from the secondary Facebook nails page, right? So I just had like a scenery of the beach, right, for the profile picture. And then I just posted like baby items, right? Anything that my son grew out of, I will post it online. I'll show you proof to this day. You'll probably see it. And that's how I got started, right? So I know this is gonna sound really strange. You're probably like, why is she talking about this? Well, the reason why it's so important to start just selling, right? If you're not sure what your theme is, or what category you're gonna start promoting and selling products, start with your in-home products, right? But create a secondary account, and that's where you're gonna get your reviews, right? You need at least a minimum of 5 reviews. 5 reviews to be able to have your listings on public listings. So that means worldwide, anybody can see your listings. This was a block that I had when I first started my account, which I had no idea. So when I started generating like leads, right, for spa services, I was like, why am I not getting any messages? And I was like, am I not creating the correct advertisement? Am I not like promoting it to the right area code, to the right customers? What's going on? I was like, this is so weird. So one day I decided to log in through my personal account and look up my spa service, right? And I put the exact title, and guess what? It popped up, but it didn't allow me to message directly the profile, right? So the only way you're gonna get that client is by allowing yourself to have a minimum of 5 reviews, and they have to be 5-star reviews, y'all, okay? So as long as you have a 5-star review on your account, your listings will be public. So that was my block, and I had no idea, and thankfully I had 2 accounts to kind of just like maneuver the system and kind of learn and navigate through it, right? Because nobody was teaching me this, nobody walked me through. I just kind of figured it out on my own, right? So let me go back to show you so you can personally see what I mean by the products that I sold, okay? So let me go to my listings here. And actually, I wonder if it'll allow me to see all my listing. Give me just a moment, y'all. Okay, yes, so I have all my listings here. I'm gonna show y'all proof because some of y'all may not believe me, and I need to show you the proof, right? So I literally, like I said, started selling like my son's items, right? So here it's, for example, shoes, right? So I sold these set of shoes. My son grew out of them, and I listed it on the secondary page, right, that I have for Facebook. And then I sold another set of shoes, and what I did, I kind of configured it. I took a picture of the shoes, right? Sorry, it's a little glare. I took a picture of the shoes, and I downloaded a secondary app that creates a white background, right? So maybe that's another video idea that we can do, kind of like walk you through how to like photograph items and post them up so that it looks really neat and it's more appealing to the buyers, right? So that's something we can work on together. So yeah, throughout all these listings of shoes, right, I just kept selling shoes. And my son is really good with, you know, keeping his items really neat and in good condition. These are some sweaters that I sold of my son. So between all of those listings, I did get reviews. And then also, obviously, I jumped from selling baby items and clothing to purses, perfumes, and all of that kind of good stuff, right? But by the time I started posting all of these items, right? If I come close, I have a whole list of items to start promoting and selling online. I started having my reviews. So as the reviews came in, I was able to have my listings on public. Let me see if I can go back to the page here to where it says ratings. Okay. So here you're gonna see some of the I'm not gonna come too close, but there's a 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. I got on my listings and ratings, it says the seller's strengths is punctuality, communication, pricing, and item description. So, and then the remaining are just like 5 golden stars. And these stars, they accumulated from, you know, people who purchased products from me, from my son when he outgrew his clothes, to products that I sold, whether that was a purse or a perfume online, okay? Anytime that you sell something, right, you want to ask for a review. It's very important because that's the only way you're going to gain clientele and customers' ability to have your product reviewed in a way that they trust you, right? So I remember I used to work for this company, and we always, at the end of the conversation, I don't know if I have some coworkers I remember, but always at the end of the conversation, once we closed the sale, we would always say, give us a 5-star review, and please put our names in it so that way we are, like, the company is notified who helped you today. So sometimes, you know, the customer will walk out, you know, type a whole essay, or they'll type one sentence, but they'll always make sure to like add the person's name, right? So that's also a good cue for y'all to get that raise, right? Because I don't know where y'all working at, but if you are inspired to start your own business, that's a helping hand for you right there. My little hint, my little cue, how I got started, because I had no idea. I didn't know about how Facebook worked. Give me just a moment. I need to grab some water real quick because I am talking a lot. So that's your cue to get started. Even if you're nervous, I was nervous, y'all. Let me tell you, I was so nervous because I'm like, what are people going to think about me selling online? And, you know, some people can be a little bit biased because they're like, she's starting her own business. I don't know if I really want to support her. So then you create a secondary page, and nobody knows it's you. And obviously just anybody will buy because there won't be a biased decision, right? So that's why I created a secondary account, not only for that reason, but for the reason being is that I wanted to separate my business from personal accounts, right? I didn't want to mix it. Because, you know, when you're on your Facebook and you're scrolling, you're on there to communicate with your friends, your family members, maybe your loved ones, and you don't want to keep seeing the same advertisement or someone, you know, promoting their business, because you're just gonna get annoyed, and either you're gonna block them or you're gonna unfriend them, right? So that's why I created the secondary page for my nail page, because I wanted people who truly supported me on that page, and if they wanted to learn some tips on how to start a business, they can follow my page, watch my YouTubes, and just learn a little bit here and there. Another thing I wanted to bring up, right? So as far as creating the account, let me show you another thing. This is really important. I don't want you to miss out on this. So they have here, let me see if I can show you. They now have followers on Marketplace. What does that mean? So I'm not gonna come too close because I don't want you to see the names of the people, but these are my followers for my Marketplace. So anytime like I list something online, they're gonna be the first to see it. And as soon as the item is available, they can purchase it automatically without having to wait and let other people, you know, review the account and have somebody else buy it before them, right? So it's kind of like, you know, when it's Black Friday and you want to get the deal and you want to be the first one in line, but you know, you don't want to be in the back of the line. Okay, so that's what it is. That's literally what followers on Marketplace is. So when I click on my account, I can see all the people that follow me on my Marketplace account. So anytime I list something, they're the first to see it and they're the first to give me a buyer's offer, right? And I can either accept it or I can say, you know, at this time we sold out. So regardless, at the end of the day, if the person wants to be able to follow my Marketplace, they will have the priority VIP access, right? That's what we're gonna call it. Okay, so I think that is pretty much the gist of this video. I just wanted to go in depth as far as how I started my business, how I started selling online, a little knowledge to provide to you if you are interested in selling online. I did go from selling on Marketplace from Facebook to actually creating my Square account, which is a legitimate website to where anybody can buy from. So yeah, I know that there's probably a ton of questions that you have, and I'm always happy to answer. If you are looking to start your business, feel free to reach out. Follow this page, subscribe to my YouTube account. My name is Carolina. I absolutely love sharing my experience with you. Anything that I learned, whether it's through trial and error or something that I'm learning upon my own self, I'll be happy to share with you. But yeah, don't get nervous to start. Everybody has to start somewhere. So definitely, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. And I will have a part 2 just to kind of go over what's new and a little bit more information just to share with y'all about new products on my business page. All right, we'll talk soon. See you soon.